A pleasant day, Ma'am Alenita Corteza, and I am Norqueza Virginia Diligid. Today, I am going to discuss the following. First is New Historicism and Cultural Materialism. Second is Ethnic Studies and Postcolonial Criticism. And lastly is the Gender Studies, Feminism, and Queer Theory. New historicism is a literary theory that emerged in the late 1970s and early 1980s as a response to the political and social change happening in the United States. It is an interdisciplinary approach that examines literature in the context of its historical and cultural circumstances. Unlike earlier theories that focus solely on the text itself, New Historicism emphasizes the interrelationship between literature and history, and how power relations, social norms, and cultural practices are reflected and contested in literary texts. It also emphasizes the importance of understanding and social and political context in which a text was produced and how that context shapes its meaning. And historicists believe that literature and other cultural artifacts are embedded in the social and political structures of their time. And they analyze not only the text, but also historical events and other non-literary sources to gain a comprehensive understanding of the historical context. Some of the key concepts associated with new historicisms include the context and cultural, poetics, contingency, power in discourse, intertextuality, ideology, and historicism. On the other hand, cultural materialism is a theoretical framework in cultural studies and literary criticism that emerged in the 1980s. It examines the material conditions and economic factors that shape culture and society. And this approach emphasizes the relationship between culture and power, highlighting how cultural practices and representations are influenced by a social, economic, and political structure. Cultural materialism challenges the notions of cultural as an abstract realm and instead focuses on the material and historical context in which culture is produced and consumed. Key figures associated with cultural materialism include Raymond Williams Story, Eglatons, and Stuart Hall. Catherine Belsey and others have played significant roles in shaping the field of cultural materialism, providing insights for understanding the complex interplay between culture, society, and power, highlighting the materials forces that shape cultural practices and representations. And next, I'm going to discuss the ethnic studies and postcolonial criticism. Ethnic studies often involves reading beyond the surface meanings of text and thinking about the ethnic, cultural, and social implications of the words on the. It investigates whether the work employs stereotypes or broad generalizations and discerns any particular political agendas at work in the text, and also such as arguments about the racial relations, ethnic identity, um, ex- or political oppression. Postcolonial criticism may also look at the ways literature from the colonial power or responds to the colonized place or people. For instance, the work of Phyllis Wheatley, an African American writer and slave, is often examined through these lenses. Here we find poet Chris Hadley critiques an American slave system embodying the mental equality of black and white people and insisting on the equality. Another example is Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness, and a novel that critiques Belgian colonialism in the Congo but also been criticized for its portrayal of Americans. Overall, ethnic studies and postcolonial criticism are academic fields that analyze literature and other cultural production with a focus on race, ethnicity, and the effects of colonialism. And lastly, I am going to discuss the gender studies, feminism, and queer theory. Gender studies came to the forefront of the theoretical scene, first as feminist theory, but has subsequently came to include the investigation of all gender and sexual categories and identities. Gender theory follows slightly behind the emergence of political feminism in the United States and Western Europe during the 1960s. Political gender studies of so-called second wave had and it emphasizes the practical concerns with the right of women in contemporary societies. Women's identity and the representations of women in media and culture. And these causes converge with early literary gender practices characterized by Elaine Showalter as gynocriticism. And that's all. Thank you for watching.